give you everything you needed to all the nutrients, all the calories, all the fat, all the sugar that you could just pop in your mouth instead of eating any food at all. You wouldn't need to eat your vegetables or anything at all. Today I will be talking to you about Soylent and why you should be drinking Soylent. Now, first of all, I have to tell you what Soylent is because I'm sure you don't know. Then I'll tell you about the advantages of Soylent and some of the criticisms and skeptical opinions of Soylent. First of all, what is Soylent? Well, Soylent is a meal replacement drink. So what is a meal replacement drink? So Soylent purports to have everything you need in it in one easy to drink drink. So Soylent allows you to get all the nutrients you need in one day. So what does it have in it? Well, it has basically 20% of everything you need. It has 20% of all the vitamins you need. It has 20% of your daily sugar. It has 20% of your daily sodium. And in an article by Rob Reinhart called $3 million in 30 Days, it talks about the beginning of Soylent and how this guy, Rob, was able to crowdfund Soylent in just 30 days, and he got $3 million from different crowdfunding sources. So people decided that they wanted this in their lives. Now, Soylent allows just about anybody to get the daily nutrition they need for a relatively cheap price. And in the article, The Man Who Would Make Food Obsolete by Rock Morin in 2014, we see that what Rob wanted to do was create a food source which anybody could eat, that wouldn't use a lot of water in its production, wouldn't use a lot of crops, wouldn't use too much land, and in what he saw as a society which was using a bunch of stuff. It was using too much land. It wasn't sustainable as the population continued to grow. He wanted to create something which could be sustainable. And that is why I would like to talk to you about about the article, Soylent's Meal Replacement Beverages Are Now in Walmart. This was in just 2018 and was by Passy. So this article talks about how these meal replacement drinks are becoming more and more relevant in like the fast-paced working environment of today, and how Soylent has been picked up by some major retailers such as Walmart. So, first of all, I have to talk about some advantages of Soylent. Now, the first thing, it's quick. So it's just one drink that you can drink in a couple minutes, and it'll give you 20% of everything you need. So in just a couple minutes, you could be taking out something like 20 minutes of work that you would have to do to get the same meal. For instance, if you go to, 3 different places, you could get coffee, you could get a breakfast at some overpriced restaurant in, let's say, LA or New York. You could just get one of these Soylents and completely take that out of your day. You could get to work faster, and as a college student, you could get to class faster. So, then we go on to, it's cheap. For just $3, you get a fifth of what you need in a day. Now, if you add that up over a whole month, you're paying just $400 compared to a comparable amount, which is $600. So the average American spends $600 on meals every month, and Soylent could cut that down by $200. That's pretty cheap. Now, in the article, An Interventional Soylent Diet, Ryan Su did a study in 2017, and this is where we go on to how healthy it is. Now, in this article and study, it showed how drinking Soylents actually was pretty healthy. You wouldn't think just having one drink with like a bunch of chemicals in it would be healthy, but he showed that over a 7-week study, that Soylent was able to increase the microbiological health and diversity of your gut bacteria. So that goes on to have a lot of good effects, such as a decreased likelihood of obesity and heart attacks. So next, again, I talked about how cheap it is, how easy it is. So you can buy Soylent online. So you can buy it in packs of 12, and it can come right to your door. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't even have to go to the store to buy it. You can also find it at 7-Eleven and at Walmart. So basically, if you want it, you can get it really easily. You don't have to be going to restaurants every day or paying a premium for it. And in the article, Soylent is healthier than the average diet, Jesse Gamble in 2016 talked about just how much Soylent can help you in your diet. So, if you think about it, we eat a lot of sugar. And in this article, it describes that we eat 3 times too much sugar than we should be, based on FDA regulations. That's where Soylent comes in. So, Soylent has exactly as much sugar as you need, and it doesn't taste as bad as you think. It's just a bit semi-sweet, but it allows you to get exactly as much sugar as you need, and it doesn't contribute to what the article describes as 70% of the population is obese. So you're not going to be getting fat on Soylent. In another article called Consumption of Added Sugars in Adults, Irvin and Ogden in 2013 described just how much added sugar there is to every little item in the grocery store. Basically, from anything from pasta sauce to yogurt, they're adding a lot of sugar. And you might not understand that when you buy it. So Soylent kind of cuts that out. It just tells you you don't need to look any further. This is exactly what you need to get a balanced diet without going overboard, as we sometimes do in college. So, lastly, it's tasty. So I've drank Soylent, and I can attest to the fact that it doesn't taste like some yucky, disgusting thing. It is very palatable, and especially in some of the flavors such as cocoa and strawberry, it basically tastes like milk. Not that bad. Of course, there's some arguments against Soylent, as there always are. And in an article called Why You Should Be Skeptical of Soylent, Tyler Falk in 2014 describes how there was a trial done by some researchers in Germany about what mice did on a diet that was completely fluid, a liquid diet. So this would be the equivalent of Soylent, you'd think. So some mice were fed their food in a liquid form, some mice were fed their food in a solid form of pellets, and they compared the mice between the two groups over the course of about 17 weeks. So they found that the mice in the who had the liquid food had a lot higher chances of obesity and bad heart rates, high heart rate, and just in general bad heart problems. And this was, this might seem a bit harmful to be just drinking your food, not chewing. However, there was the creator of Soylent came back and said, well, it's obvious, because if your food's in the liquid form, the sugar is going to be getting to your body faster, and you're going to be having like a higher blood sugar spike. And that Soylent actually doesn't use these high sugar containing carbohydrates, and so the Soylent kind of fixes the issue with using these slower sugars which can burn over a longer period of time. So it's not really a good rebuttal. So the other article that I found was called Soylent Survivor. It was by Chris Ziegler in 2014, and this is kind of what you probably shouldn't do with Soylent. So he decided he was just going to drink Soylent for a whole month, nothing else, just Soylent and water, and he was going to have no other food. And throughout the article, he talks about all the issues that he was having, basically amounting to he didn't want to be eating food any longer, or Soylent any longer, because he got bored of the taste, and he couldn't have the foods that he really wanted. So again, a month of Soylent. So I am not advocating that you go a month on all Soylent. It would be pretty hard, and, well, it would be pretty tough. So what I'm advocating is that Soylent be used when, well, you're not going to be having the best food. So throughout your day, you might be thinking, oh, I'm a little hungry here, why don't I have a bag of chips? Or I'm a little hungry here, why don't I go to McDonald's or some fast food joint? So there are moments like for dinner, you might want a full meal, and you might get yourself a full meal, a full wholesome meal. But at other moments, you're basically having snack food. So that's where Soylent comes in. So if you're just having 1 or 2 Soylents a day, it can really add to the amount of nutrients you get while fixing some of your cravings and fixing some of the moments when you're not getting as much food. So in conclusion, I drink Soylent. I think you should drink Soylent. And it's really easy to get. You can get it on their website, Soylent.com, or on Amazon. And you can get package orders, or you can get single orders just to try it out. So I hope you go home today and look and understand that Soylent may be the thing for you. Thank you.